Hello and welcome to the CPD Group podcast. Join us as we guide you through all things CPD, interview some special guests and offer advice to help your business thrive. We hope you enjoy listening. Hello everybody and welcome back to the CPD Group podcast. We're here today to have a quick chat with one of our customers who is doing a fantastic job out there in the CPD field, and we just wanted to bring him in just to have a quick chat. So we welcome Sam Walsh from TriGuard. How you doing, Sam? You all right?
Thank you for having me.
Well, no problem at all. It's great to have you in, actually, because, me and you have had a chat outside of the podcast, so I just thought, that kind of conversation would be great to bring into the podcast, just so that everybody out there can hear the same things that you were telling me the other day. So first off then, tell us, who are TriGuard and who is Sam Walsh?
So I'm the Director of Operations at TriGuard, and TriGuard at heart is a security company, but our primary focus is in the supported housing sector. So we deal with, we work with clients who deal with people from a variety of backgrounds. So they can be from backgrounds of homelessness, asylum seekers, people who are suffering from mental health issues, drug and alcohol problems, that type of stuff. We have just recently departmentalised and we do offer event security and retail security now as well. But our primary focus is on supported housing.
Yeah, that's great. Again, I see a lot of your stuff on LinkedIn. I follow you quite closely, and I see that you guys do a great job. And it looks like you're expanding all the time as well, which is super news for you guys. So what are your plans for the future at TriGuard then? What have you got on the horizon?
So, we're branching off into a variety of different sectors. And I think, as I was just saying a second ago, probably after the podcast, we could discuss some of that in terms of our plans. But just continual expansion, really. Our vision is to become the nation's #1 supported housing security provider. We put a lot of focus into the training and development of our people. It's I suppose it's just that growth and that consistency, just taking on new clients all the time, working to sort of improve our model and improve the service that we provide. Over the past couple of years, we've had a lot of learning and a lot of continual improvement. It's just I suppose it's just growth. The vision is growth, continue to grow. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. You mentioned there that you put a lot of time and effort into the development of your team. Again, I see a lot of that when I'm looking at your LinkedIn profile and your website and things like that, because you're quite vocal about those things, aren't you? So you actually have come through to the CPD Group to be accredited under our employer accreditation. So in fact, you were the first one to come on board through that process. So well done and congratulations with that. So it's our employer kind of accreditation is about commitment to CPD. So that's really the key to it, and really kind of emphasising the points of looking after your staff, helping them develop as individuals and professionals. So that's what the accreditation is for. So when you guys went through that process, I looked at your application quite closely with the accreditation and compliance team because you were the first, and it was great to see the work you were doing there. So it's really important that for us as well. That's what we do. It's about helping people to be the best they can be, progress and make everybody's life that little bit better by helping them with their career progression and things like that. Okay. So we see, as I say, that you regularly recognize your staff through your LinkedIn profile, through your website, things like that. So give us a little bit of an idea of how TriGuard and yourselves create that positive environment for your team, and how do you help them grow?
So I suppose, as the cultural identity that we're trying to develop is that it's very inclusive. We learn from our mistakes. We continually improve the model, as I was just saying. We recognise people who go above and beyond in the role, and it happens a lot because of the variety of different sort of circumstances that our team might find themselves in. We have our TriStar recognition to recognise those people that do go above and beyond in the role. And then around that then as well, the personal development plan. So we have something called STEPS. Now STEPS is an evolution of our original application for the employer accreditation that we've got with yourselves. And STEPS is about developing or giving almost cross. Sorry, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but a bit of so you cross over into different areas of the business. So it might be that maybe you're working as a care warden and then you're moving over into maybe a HR type role, or maybe you want to move into a supervisor role or a management role. And the development of our people is fundamental. So again, like, we recognise great work, but at the same time we offer a platform to develop yourself internally as well. So we want to, develop careers. We want to give people the opportunity to grow themselves. We want to give them a platform to be successful in the sector, and we even offer sort of crossovers into some of our clients as well. So when we're talking about sort of supported housing, because we have that sort of very close working relationships with our partners, there is the opportunity there for some of our care ward and some of our management team to move over into some of the roles that they offer as well.
Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, that's what you call true investment in people, isn't it? And actually really committed to helping them develop as individuals. But, I mean, it must be great for them when they first start with you, knowing that those options are open to them, and, to explore your business in different ways, and to be able to kind of maybe pick and choose different avenues that might suit their skill set best, Oh, that's brilliant. I really like the way you're doing that. That's super. So, looking at the industry that you operate in, and like the security industry, I mean, why is CPD so important to the industry as a whole?
Well, I suppose so. In terms of ourselves, as we said earlier, we focus on a variety of different sites and schemes, and because of that, there's a lot of training that goes into it. So if you might be supporting people who have like a drug and alcohol problem, so therefore we have drug and alcohol courses that support that learning, mental health awareness, even down to things like naloxone training, so anti-opioid, like drug, overdose prevention techniques and stuff as well. So in terms of our sector, that differentiates us slightly from like your typical security provider. But one thing I probably would highlight and to people listening is that this isn't just about the security industry, it's about every industry. And the accredited framework that you guys provide, I think is fantastic. It offers you a platform to really invest in your team, knowing that you're compliant, knowing that the quality is there. I think that the sort of focus on that, it allows you to, quality obviously at the end of the day dictates how well how well your business will do, and that kind of support network with your clients as well. So I think it's for everybody. It's not just primarily in security. It's for the whole essentially. It's a
great philosophy you've got there, Sam. I really do like that. I mean, it is about people in general, isn't it? And just helping the wider community grow in the ways that's best for them, isn't it? So you mentioned the STEPS program, which sounds fantastic, to really help people develop and move forward and things like that. So have you got any hints and tips for other organisations out there of how you would implement such a scheme? What's the best thing for people to do? Or, is there any kind of ideas that you could share?
Well, I suppose it's the accredited framework provides almost like the backbone for that, that you guys operate to, and I think for us it was almost like an evolution. So it was just start it. So start looking at what you're going to do. So how do you invest into your teams? If that comes from training, then then you'd start for us. It was a case of what can we offer? So we invested into an LMS. Our LMS then it started with around 10 courses. And it's grown to nearly 300 plus. So dependent on where our operatives may be working, will depend on the types of courses that they'll undertake. But also alongside that, we look at, like I say, the STEPS program as well. So if you want to move into a management role, there's certain fundamental courses to that we would look to implement and to put you on. And then also again, there's other courses that we do as well. Like I said, on the naloxone training, our 24-hour operational support team now do counselling as well. Because of the nature of the work that we do, we find that our operatives are under a lot of pressure and sometimes are or bear witness to incidents that are quite, they can put them under a lot of pressure, and therefore we offer that service as well to our team, so they can call in and they can discuss the different situations that they might find themselves in.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got a real 360 sort of development plan around people there. Do you find as well, because as I keep mentioning your LinkedIn profile and I keep seeing the great work that some of your members of staff are doing, and you provide them with certifications, to give them that real kind of positive pat on the back kind of thing. Do you think that the staff really like that kind of public kind of demonstration of your gratitude?
Yeah, I believe so. And I think as well, when you recognise good work, people are invested. They want to do more. They want to do a good job. You know, and again, like I go back to that being in this sector, it's very rewarding to be able to work and support a variety of different people. And you can see that kind of progression as well with the people that you work with. So you can see them go from being in these kind of vulnerable situations to, you know, living independently. And then, you know, I recognising that work and sort of like, you know, shouting about our team and, you know, showing the world basically what we do. So like this, you know, we are invested in that kind of a way. It certainly helps our sort of like framework, and it certainly helps, you know, like I say, to sort of shout about the guys as well, know that they're invested, know that we have that kind of cultural identity where we do, you know, shout about our teams. So.
Brilliant stuff. So, you know, in terms, you've mentioned a few times about our accredited framework and how it's helped you, you know, to have a bit of a backbone and a bit of a benchmark and to get your quality structure in place. I mean, how did you actually find the accreditation process when you came through and you applied for your employer accreditation?
Fantastic. You know, and I would recommend this to anybody. So, you know, I think like there's a bit of crossover between our sectors in that we're looking to improve that level of service that's on offer. There's a lot of issues in the security industry. You know, we heard horror stories coming into the supported housing sector when we first set TriGuard up. You know, and you know, they were providing security, maybe sort of like door supervisors who didn't have an understanding of sort of like mental health awareness and everything. And likewise yourselves, I think there's like a training, like the CPD is fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant, like in terms of continual professional development. But there are a lot of courses out there that are on offer that probably don't have the quality to them that is necessary. You know, so, I mean, sometimes we've all been there where we've purchased a course online, I believe, and, you know, we start doing it and think this it's not really what I was looking for, or maybe, you know, you kind of recognise that there's certain elements to it where maybe there's not a lot of sort of experience in that. Whereas like this accredited framework shows there's like a commitment to making the industry better. And I think that's, you know, it's fantastic. I think anybody looking to do it should do it, you know, and I highly recommend that process. It was very good and very beneficial to ourselves.
Well, that's great to hear. I mean, that's a glowing recommendation. Thank you very much. You know, we appreciate that because we are trying, as you are, you know, to improve the world of CPD. It's important to us, you know, and as you say, you know, standards out there aren't always the best that they could be, you know, so that's why we do publicize our frameworks and things and make them very public, because we do want people to review them, whether they're working with us or not. You know, we're here to offer advice and guidance to the whole industry, you know, everybody delivering CPD, just to help them kind of with a bit of guidance, to help them grow, to help them be the best they can be. I mean, that's ultimately what we're here to try and achieve. You know, if then the people come to work with us, then even better, you know. But for us, it's about just helping, you know, and being there to offer advice and guidance, as I say, to help people bring their standards up in line with what's needed by industry and by companies like yourselves, you know. So, you know, your accredited employer kind of accreditation mark that you hold, has that helped, or do you think, in terms of recruitment of new members of staff to show and demonstrate that you are committed to their future?
I believe so. I mean, so we partner with various sort of bodies, and recently we've so the Department of Work and Pensions, Job Centre Plus in West Yorkshire, support us with a lot of our recruitment now. You know, and it was fantastic as well for anybody listening. You know, Job Centre will support with a lot of recruitment, particularly in our sector. But I think having that that accreditation shows that you're invested in that training and development. So when you're talking like to the likes of, like I say, the Job Centre itself, and you're saying this is what we offer to people coming into our organisation, I think that's a very good, you know, it's a great accreditation to have, but it just shows that you're committed as an organisation to developing your people as well. You know, so I think it is, you know, it's highly regarded in that sense. So.
Sam, it's been great having you in. I have to admit, I mean, it's really great to hear some of the stories that are coming from your organisation, you know, what you're looking to do with the future, what you're doing now. I mean, you should be very, very proud of yourselves at TriGuard, because the work you are doing is fantastic. And it sounds like you're focused on the right things. You're really trying to help people move forward, which can only improve the chances for those people that you're working with, your client base. You know, so well done. You know, thank you very much for coming in to join us today. It's been great to explore everything that TriGuard are doing, and I'm just really glad that we're able to give you a platform to tell the world about what you're getting up to, because it is super work. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody, for joining us at the CPD Group podcast. Keep looking out for our next videos in the series, because we will be dropping some more into the channel. So yeah, keep up to date with what we're doing. Subscribe if you need to, and then you'll be able to see all of our videos coming in the future. All right, thanks very much. And Sam, thank you very much as well.
Thank you for having me.
Well done again. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to the CPD Group podcast. Be sure to tune in next time for more helpful content. See you soon.